Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today is the 18th of March and I thought I'd start the vlog for the second part of the month. Now this vlog might be very boring because I'm actually recording a lot of other videos right now. So I don't really know what will end up happening here because I'm currently reading The Silvered Serpents, the second book in the Gilded Wolves trilogy. I'm doing a reading vlog for the whole trilogy, so I will talk about the book in there. I'm currently not quite 100 pages in, and it is a bit of a struggle, let's just say that. And then I started a new audiobook yesterday. I started White Horse by Erika Wurth. And this one I'm reading for a kind of horror thriller vlog that I'm planning on doing. And I am almost a third of the way through that one, and I'm really enjoying that. I listened to a lot of that today while cleaning, so that was quite enjoyable. And then right now the Shadow and Bone series is just on Netflix, so I'm trying to watch an episode a night, and I also do a video about that. So yeah, so far my mood is disappointed, which is really sad. So yeah, but yeah, that's what's going on. So we'll see what I update you on here. I've definitely let you know whenever I finish a book, but as I said, I will speak in more detail about all of these things in other videos. The weather is super lovely today, so I think I will just grab my book and sit on my balcony for half an hour or so. I'm not feeling the greatest, so up until this point today, I did a lot of cleaning and then I had to take a nap because I was really exhausted. So yeah, apart from that, something also arrived today. I'm very excited, and that is the newest Sims expansion pack, Growing Together. And this is the first Sims 4 expansion pack where I can actually see myself playing The Sims 4. Because up until this point, I've played The Sims 3 still, so now it might change, because this one actually looks like the kind of gameplay that I need to have fun. So we'll see about that. If I do play, I try to give you some little updates as well. But yeah, a lot of exciting stuff is going on. I don't want to talk about it too much right now, but I'm in the process of trying to get a new cat. I have some lovely people on a Discord that I luckily could talk about this whole thing with, and it is very stressful to me, but yeah, if everything goes well, I might get a cat this month. We'll see, but if anything happens on that front, I'll update you as well. Okay, so I made myself a sim for the Not So Berry challenge. I'm gonna try it. So this is a Mindy Berry, and she's gonna be a scientist and also a mischievous person. So yeah, I'm very intrigued. Let's see whether I can actually stick to this game for now. Okay, so I bought my house. I wanted to get the Little Simsy starter home, but that one was too expensive because it is made for 2 Sims. So I took the other one in the New World. It is very pretty as well, and I would say that it does fit the berry theme and the mint theme in a way, so I might recolor a couple of things, but the fence and everything is already quite good for it, so I'm very happy. I'm very excited to play in this, and yeah, we'll see where it goes. So today is the 23rd of March, I think. It's still March. This month doesn't end for some reason. But yeah, it is March and I wanted to give you an update. So last night I finished the Silvered Serpents. Unfortunately, this was a bit of a disappointing read and I gave it 3.5 stars. I will have the reading vlog for this whole series soon, so you can hear all of my thoughts about that. But yeah, wasn't my favorite, unfortunately. And so my next read will be for the yearly magical readathon. For March, I have to read a book with a rating that is higher than 4.3 stars. And this is a bit of a stretch, but I went through a lot of my books and I could not find one that was over 4.3 because this on Goodreads has exactly a 4.3 stars. So my next read will be this book, and here's the proof that it currently has a 4.3 rating on Goodreads. But this is a German book called Fragen, die mir zum Holocaust gestellt werden by Hédi Fried, and this is a book by a Holocaust survivor, and I think this will be quite educational. I've heard really great things about this. The average rating is very high, and so I'm intrigued to read this and learn more about, the Holocaust and what happened to these people, and especially, you know, just getting the survivor's perspective I think is always very interesting. I really enjoy books like that. And then with my audiobook, The White Horse, I'm almost done with it. I have 2 hours left, so we're getting into the climax area of the book. It's really fun, I really enjoy it. It's not like a super creepy horror or like a super spooky horror, but I think the themes are very interesting, really strong. We have quite the mystery going on as well. And right now it's almost like a little bit of an homage to The Shining by Stephen King. So that's really interesting as well. And I'm just very excited to see where it goes. So that's going well too. And apart from that, today I will go back to the pet shelter to meet the cat again that I might adopt. I'm feeling very, very nervous because I'm just scared of making the wrong choice, to be honest. But yeah, I think this is just something I have to get over. We'll see about that. So yeah, that's my plan for today, and I hope I will have reading updates soon. So today is the 25th of March and I have a quick update. Last night I finished reading Fragen, die mir zum Holocaust gestellt werden by Hédi Fried, and I gave this book 4.5 stars. I wanted to give you a midway update, but yesterday wasn't a great day, so we'll have to just live with my final thoughts. But I thought this was a very interesting book, very well written. It was very easy to read, so I think you could also give this book to teenagers. And the whole backstory of this book is that the author Hédi Fried put questions in this book that she was usually asked when she would go to schools and do talks on her experience surviving the Holocaust. So I think this book is great for teenagers and also more mature readers. It has a very clear writing style, and I think while it can feel a bit detached in some moments, it is still very informative, and I really enjoyed the experience of reading this. I still think that I have read books that I enjoy a little bit more because they are meant for more mature readers, and I could definitely see myself picking up her autobiography as well because I think I will enjoy that one a little bit more probably. But yeah, this was really great. It talked about the political background of Nazi Germany. It also talked about the lived experience in the concentration camps, and it also talked about her outlook on life and her hopes and fears for the future. So it felt very well-rounded. The structure was really good as well, and if you are interested in the perspective of someone who has survived the Holocaust and maybe you haven't really read a lot of these books, I think that would be quite a good introduction as well. So yeah, I really enjoyed it and I'm glad I read it. And so continuing on with a couple of the shorter books from my winter TBR, the next book I'm going to pick up is The Light Fantastic by Terry Pratchett. This is the second Discworld book and I have no idea what's going to happen in it, but I think From the cover, we're going to follow Rincewind again, who is already the main character of the first book, Color of Magic, which I've read last year. And that first book leaves off on a cliffhanger, so I'm intrigued to see where the story goes now with the second volume. And I love these editions so much, they just give me so much joy, so I can't wait to read this book now. And then last night I finished watching the second season of Shadow and Bone. I will do a whole like spoiler vlog about that, where yeah, you should only watch that if you've read all the books in the Grishaverse and watched the show. But now I'm doing everything I can not to reread King of Scars and Rule of Wolves, because that is my favorite part of the whole Grishaverse. And yeah, I just miss these characters already. It was so fun. Like, I had a little bit of trouble with the show at the beginning. Like, the first couple of episodes felt very rushed to me. But then I kind of got into a groove of things. And there's still a couple of things that I missed. For example, mostly like Nikolai's character building. I think there were a lot of missed opportunities there. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see where the show goes. But I also like really want to reread the books now. And no, I don't have time for that. So today is the 27th of March and I have updates. First of all, I wanted to update you on my audiobook because I don't think I've done that yet. I finished my audiobook White Horse by Erika T. Wurth and I decided to give it 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was definitely an interesting kind of horror thriller mystery kind of book. So it's not a straight up horror. There is a lot of like mystery elements to it. It's kind of like solving a cold case situation, but I really enjoyed it. I think the themes that were brought up were quite interesting, and I also liked learning about, you know, what it is to be Native American or Indian in the US today. So yeah, it was really interesting. I really enjoyed it, and I would highly recommend if you are into the like horror, thriller, mystery kind of genre. And then after that I started a new audiobook, and this one is currently free in the German Audible, and that is the Jade of Janloon. So this is the prequel novella to the Greenbone saga. I listened to all of the Greenbone saga last year and I really enjoyed it. It is a great series that I sometimes struggled with a little bit to like really connect with emotionally, but at the end it like totally had me. I love the world and I love these characters, and this is one that I think if I reread them, I will love them so much more, and I already could see that with this novella. I'm almost halfway through, and it was just so great to be back in that world and have like all the like wives and all the terms and the kind of mythology behind it all. It's amazing. I was so glad to be back. And so in this one, this is, as I said, kind of like a prequel, so it is set before the Greenbone saga, I believe, and this one follows an apprentice to a jade setter, and there is a theft. Something very valuable and dangerous is stolen, and they're trying to get it back. And as I said, our main character is kind of the apprentice, but we also see the owner, like the jade setter himself, through the apprentice's eyes and stuff like that. And yeah, as I said, it's just so wonderful to be back in this world. I think if you have not read the Greenbone saga, this is probably super confusing. I would not recommend that. But yeah, if you've enjoyed the Greenbone saga, I think you will also like this one because just the vibes are so great. This world is so fascinating. So yeah, I can't wait to listen to that on my walk in a second. But I also wanted to update you on The Light Fantastic, which I have started now. I thought I would be finished by now, to be honest, but I have been kind of slow with reading this. It's definitely something that I have to take slowly because, yeah, this was written like kind of a long time ago, about 40 years ago now. So yeah, it is always like a little bit more challenging for me to like get all the references and to understand all the jokes and stuff like that. But I'm really enjoying it. I think right now I'm enjoying it less than the first book. We'll see how it turns out. But I also found out that the person on the cover I think is not Rincewind, which I had assumed at first, but I'm pretty sure it's another character. So yeah, we'll definitely see where this leads. I have a little bit more than halfway to go now, and that's it. That's all I can say for my reading right now. So I hope I will have the chance to finish a couple more short books this month. I'm just feeling the short ones right now, and then I'm so excited for the magical readathon. So yeah, I hope you have a fun time reading, and I'll update you whenever I finish the next book. So today is the 29th of March, and yesterday I finished listening to the Jade of Janloon by Fonda. This is the prequel to the Greenbone Saga. It's just a short novella. I really loved it. I gave it 4.5 stars. I think it is amazing. I think you should not listen to it if you haven't read the Greenbone Saga yet, but if you have, I think you will probably really enjoy this. In the German Audible, it is included right now, so you don't have to pay for it, which is why I decided to finally listen to it, because I didn't really want to pay like 10 euros for it, because I didn't know whether I would actually like it. I'm not a big novella reader, but it was definitely wonderful. I really loved the theme that was explored here. We basically have a bit of a mystery case where something gets stolen from the Jade Setter, but there is so much more going on with that, and yeah, I just really enjoyed this, and I can highly recommend it if you wanna try it out. So that's that. And then for the next audiobook, I chose Even Though I Knew the End by C.L. Polk, and I'm really interested to read that as well. I also got this one for free on Audible right now, so that's why it jumped up on my TBR. I have heard quite great things. I'm not really far into it at all right now, so I can't really say anything about it, except that it is sapphic and it is magical. And so, yeah, the beginning is always a bit confusing to me in these novellas, but I hope that by the end I will absolutely be blown away. We'll see. So today is the 30th of March, and I have another bookish update, because last night I finished reading The Light Fantastic by Terry Pratchett. I don't think I've updated you on this one a lot, and that is mainly because this is a very chaotic book, and so for the longest time I really wasn't sure how I felt about it. I thought this was a bit weaker than the first book for the most part, because it is very chaotic and it just takes a while to really get into the story, to understand what's going on, who the players are and stuff like that. Also, there is a lot of like humor in single sentences, so sometimes I just had to read very carefully so I wouldn't miss out on the jokes. But yeah, there were definitely a couple of very funny lines in this one as well. So in the end, I decided to give it 4 stars, same as the first book. I think with this one, you just have to give it a little bit more time, because in the first book, you basically have like 4 short stories where you follow the 2 characters, Rincewind and Two Flower. And in this one, we have one big adventure. And there is like more characters that become important throughout the story. We change perspectives a little bit. We also see them as a parts of the world. So there is a lot going on in this book, and it can be a little bit overwhelming at times. But in the end, I just really enjoyed the ending. I just really thought that it was so sweet and clever at the same time. And so, yeah, I really had fun with this. I really want to give our 2 main characters a big hug, because I think they both like need it. And yeah, like they needed to hug it out, let's be real. But yeah, this was a very nice sequel to The Color of Magic. I really enjoyed it, and I would definitely recommend it if you haven't enjoyed the first book. I think go into this one knowing that it will take a little bit longer to kind of get your bearings, but then it is still very much worth the read. And so yeah, this is my second Discworld book done. I don't own the next one yet, so we'll see when I get to it, but I definitely plan on continuing on with the series. And I'm also very happy because this is already the second author that I've tried for the first time last year and have now continued on reading their works. So the first one obviously being Robin Hobb and now Terry Pratchett as well. And so really there is one more that I want to achieve this year, and that would be Octavia E. Butler. Definitely want to read more by her as well. But so for now, I decided to go with one more short book that hopefully will carry me over into April, so I can then start with my Magical Readathon TBR. And that short book is Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Tochikazu Kawaguchi. And this is a book that is now a series. I think there is 3 books, maybe 4, but I only own the first one. One of my friends gave this to me, and I'm very much intrigued to see how I like it. I'm only about 30 pages in, so about halfway into the first part. This has 4 parts that I think are also more like short stories, but they have the connection of this cafe where you can travel back in time, but there is very strict rules that go with it, so a lot of people decide not to actually do it. But in this first story we're following one woman who is determined to go back in time to the day when her boyfriend broke up with her. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm afraid that I won't really like the portrayal of women in this, but we'll see how it develops. Because yeah, the setup of this like first story is a little bit icky to me, because we have this woman who's very focused on her career. She says that her job is her lover basically, but then she meets this guy and they have a romance, and he breaks up with her to go to a different country to pursue his career, and now she is kind of devastated by that. And you know, the whole like woman who really loves her career but then everything suddenly is about romance thing, it just irks me because, you know, we can be both. We can love our career and have a partner and love both of those things in equal measures. So yeah, that's why I'm a bit icky about the first one, but we'll see what the kind of conclusion of that is and where the book goes from there. So it is the 31st of March, the last day of March today, and I finished reading the first part or the first story in Before the Coffee Gets Cold, and I did enjoy this one. It was not my favorite because of the reasons I mentioned yesterday, and also because I felt like the kind of overall message of the story was that if you don't say what you mean, you will probably not hear what you want to hear. But then in the end, our character does not really say what she means, and still she gets kind of the resolution to her problems, and that just felt a bit odd. Like, she definitely does a lot of like self-reflecting, but it doesn't really show in her behavior, and so for her to get rewarded for just thinking about how her behavior might have been problematic without changing it is just a bit odd to me. But yeah, apart from that, I definitely agree with this overall message. And I'm intrigued to read the second story. I hope that I can at least read the second one today and give you then a final update. We'll see. But yeah, so far this is okay, but not my favorite yet. So March is officially over, and this is the last update. I didn't do that much more reading. I think I only read the second story in here. I don't think I've talked about that one yet. I read it last night, and the second story is about a husband and wife, and the husband has Alzheimer's disease, early onset Alzheimer's disease, and so it is basically about that and what that did to the relationship, and also just yeah, kind of like what we want for the people we love. So it was, again, a nice story, but I feel like just because of the writing style, I felt quite a bit of distance, and I would have enjoyed this more if it would have been a complete story on its own and not just one part in this. And so yeah, I'm halfway through at the end of the month, so I will talk more about the rest of this in my April vlogs. And then I also had an hour left in Even Though I Knew the End. I have by now finished it, but again, all of the information will be in the April videos, but yeah, really enjoyed that one. Let's just say that. So I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I hope you had a good time. Leave a like or a nice comment. I always appreciate those. And if you subscribe, I will talk to you very soon with my magical readathon vlogs.